Heyo, Stoic here. Hey, welcome to the Bedrock Guide. In this tutorial, we'll be making a creeper farm. This farm will work on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, and Pocket Edition. This farm, we're collecting creepers from many locations into a couple different Trident killers, and then centralizing all of our XP and gunpowder into one location. If you build just one structure, you can get 9.5 stacks of gunpowder in 1 hour, as well as 29 levels in that same hour. If you build out the entire structure, both structures, you can get over 16.5 stacks of gunpowder per hour, as well as 38 levels. Now there's a lot of blocks to collect, but the redstone's pretty simple here, and we're going to use some water mechanics for you to collect all those goodies. So let's get into it. All right, this tutorial, we're just going to build one structure, the collection system, and the tower here in the middle. You can expand your farm as you want in the future by adding this same structure and collection system on the other side on your own time. So to get started, we just need to find a big, beautiful open ocean. We want to be far enough away from other structures, about 44 block spawn radius away. And we're going to drop down into the ocean, and we're going to block up to 131. All right, once we're on top, we got to make sure we know which direction we're going. So I know that east is that way. The sun rises in the east, sets in the west. That means north is in this direction. I want to set our farm up in this direction just in case there's some new spawn mechanic that comes out, and we can maximize that by trading out some of our structure. But in this case, we're going to go north. You don't have to, but I definitely suggest it. But we're standing on Y131. We're going to break that first block. We're going to put packed ice down. We're going to head to the west here, and we're going to block up just like this to put in the pad for our first Trident killer. And we're going to go ahead and put ice, or not ice, but glass all the way around so that we can use this to help us put in the rest of our Trident killer. From here, we're going to drop back down, and we're going to go out 5 blocks. So we're going to count this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we're going to go to the south by 18. And we're going to count this one as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And now we're going to go back to the west by 5. So we're going to count this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we can jump back up to another Trident killer. In this case, we're going to put the Trident killer just 1 block more to the south, and we'll go ahead and put in the rest of the pad right here. And go ahead and put glass all the way around it to help us later on when we're trying to finish this Trident killer. All right, make your way back to the center, and now we're going to get our ice, packed ice once more. We're going to go 1 more block just like this, and we're going to extend out to the north by 18 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Now we're going to go to the south or to the west once more, and we're going to go 6 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to jump back up, and this should get all of our Trident killers in a similar height and orientation. In this case, we're going to have water that's going to push it in this direction. So this Trident killer is going to have the extra blocks on this side to the north. And that way we've got nice water flow into our collection system. All right, we got 3 Trident killer platforms in place. So now we're going to put in each of our Trident killers. So I'll do 2 of them, and then you can do the last one yourself. But this first one, we're going to look at the pathway of our loot. So we're going to put in our first piston right there. And we're going to stagger all the way around. Next, we're going to grab our stair, and we're going to put it on the left side in this case over here so that the water flows in that direction. And now we're going to grab our solid blocks of your choice, and I'm going to put them all the way around so that we can have Trident killer filled in. Next, we're going to put in a trapdoor right here. Make sure it's even and flat with the rest of our first level. The next thing we're going to do is grab two droppers. We're going to put them in two corners, caddy corner there, and now we can put in some observers. So the best thing we can do here is just stand next to one of our droppers, look at one of our blocks right there, and now our arrow is pointing towards a piston with a redstone dot. So now we can just go around just like this and place our observer. We'll have to crouch on top of that trapdoor to make that one fit, and then same with the stair. Now we're almost there. We can put in some solid blocks above our pistons. And now we've got two spots left. We're going to go ahead and put in a redstone repeater just like this. And we're going to put it on 2 clicks, 1, 2. And then actually that would be 3 clicks. Technically, and then we'll put it in right here and we'll click it twice, but it'll actually be in this position. So our pistons should be moving. They're going to be moving in a weird, awkward position. What we can do for right now to test this is go ahead and put a lever on one of the blocks on the top, and that should energize it, which would stop the flow of everything. Now we're going to grab our water bucket, put one in there, put one on that piston right there, and that one right there. And if we go ahead and put in a block behind it, I like to use glass. It's now pushing water forward. We're going to put one on the back side of this one as well. And that's actually going to push it in as well. So what is going to happen is this thing gets staggered enough that it pauses enough to allow items and XP to flow out into our future water stream, into our collection system. So that's why we've got it so staggered and kind of discombobulated in its flow, and that way we can get the loot. All right, so the center one is just like the one we just completed. Now we'll come over to the southernmost one in this case, and it's mirrored from the other one. So I'll go ahead and do this for you. We're going to go ahead and put a piston right next to our water stream there. We're going to come over and we're just going to put a little gap between each one of our pistons in this orientation. Grab our stair and put it over here, so it's a little bit opposite of our future collection system. Go ahead and put solid blocks around everywhere except for where our collection system will be. In that spot, we're going to go ahead and put in our trapdoor. From here, we can put in droppers. We can put them in 2 corners. We can grab our observers now, and we can look. It's a little different here. We're going to go the opposite direction so we can stand on this side closer to the piston and look at this block. Go ahead and place it. We can now see that our redstone dot is facing the piston. That's what we want. We can come around, put it on top of the trapdoor, and put it on top of the stair. Let's grab our solid blocks again. We can go ahead and put them over top of each one of our pistons. We got 2 spots left. This is for our repeater. In this case, we I'm going to put it over here, put 2 clicks on that. The observer always looks at the side of the repeater. If it's looking directly in line with it, we don't have the right orientation, so make sure you're checking that. And we're going to put this one over here as well. We're going to put 2 clicks in just like that. All right, so now we know that it's working, it's doing its thing. We can go ahead and turn it off real quick, and we can put in our water right now. So we'll put it on the stair, we'll put it on this piston, we'll put it on this piston. You know that the water should be flowing out the back side of it, so let's go ahead and put a piece of glass there. We don't want a spawnable surface, so glass always works great, and we'll put one on this side as well. That'll block the water from dripping off. So I'm going to wrap up this last Trident killer, and we'll move on to the next step. All right, our Trident killers are all installed. Go ahead and throw in a Trident in each one of these. This is just in case you start getting some monsters and they fall in. You can turn it on and safely kill them and not worry about having to get in there and mess with them. Now, the levers are there temporarily. We'll get rid of them in a little bit so that we can tie in our redstone everywhere. The next thing we're going to do is put in our mob collection system, and so we're going to start here on the south side, and we're going to block up just one more on this side. We're one side in. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and now we're going to come over here and we're going to connect these 2 sides over here. This side's a little tricky we're going to get rid of these 2 blocks right here, and we're going to put in a block right there, here, and here, and we'll come in later and fill in the rest. And then we're going to go ahead and block up on this side, come all the way across to our other trident right there. And then we can come out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this is where our water streams are going to be. We're going to collect them into each of our trident killers here. So what we can do now is just kind of block up on each side and kind of encase it just to start. And we'll just show you a little bit of what you can do there. And what ends up happening is we're just going to enclose this trident killer a little bit more. We'll go up one more level. You can put some glass in on this side to allow you to see any action inside, but we'll just go ahead and totally enclose it. This will keep a lot of the light out of the rest of the structure, which will help our rates. So we're just going to fill this in on the outside. All right, we're going to swing back around and we're just going to keep the whole line just like this. This is just part of our collection system right here. And we'll see that once we get over to, let's go to the south side first because it's a little bit easier. We'll just fill in this whole area right here with some blocks, and we'll fill in the back side as well. These are potential spawn points we want to get rid of, and plus it just makes it look a little bit nicer. So now you can see that we've got some nice little channel here, and we'll come over to the center. Again, we're going to fill this in over here. We'll just put some more blocks in on the outside and come in over on this side, and we'll fill this side in as well. All right, before we put another layer in, we're going to go ahead and put some buttons in. Well, not right there, but right there. This will hopefully fool our creepers into thinking, oh yeah, I can go in that direction. So we're going to go ahead and put one there. And here, actually, put one a little bit lower for this particular one. Yeah, we'll get rid of that one. We'll keep that one right there. And then we'll go ahead and put them over on this side as well. Let's grab your bucket of water, and this should just reach right to the edge. And now in these center ones, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this one should flow right to the edge. And this one should flow right to the edge. Perfect. Now, in this case, we're going to come all the way to the other side. We'll go ahead and put our water stream over here. That should go right to the edge. And now this is where it gets a little goofy. So we'll count starting from this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Place our water. This will go right to the edge. And we have this little dip on this side because it was just one block too long. So we put a little dip in, and now the creepers will make it all the way into this trident killer. All right, grab your solid blocks. Now we're going to go all the way around it one more time now that we've got our water in place. We're just going to build this up one more time so that the creepers can't get out of that water stream and they're forced into our trident killers. All right, now we're going to put it in the rest of our mob collection. So we're going to come out from this block. So we're going to count that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then our 9th one will be part of our wall. So you can see that this will be part of our wall construction. But now we're going to go all the way across to the other side. So we'll just quickly fill this in. And this 8 blocks long. That way we just have one water stream here. And we'll come off of this corner right where our water starts. We're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And go ahead and fill in the rest of that area. All right, we've got our platform in place. Now we just need to go up by 3 blocks on each side. So 1, 2, 3, and then we'll come all the way around, making a little perimeter here. Just like this to enclose the water. 1, 2, 3. Oops, that would be 4. So 1, 2, 3 total. And then 1, 2, 3, just like this. And we're just going to make a big old box all the way around. All right, as you can see, we got our what will be a big swimming pool, but our platform is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks deep, and then it's the full length of our farm right there. And then we're going to be 1, 2, 3 blocks tall. Grab your infinite water source, and we're just going to go all the way across, just like this. And if you have any gaps, you'll know it right away because the water won't go all the way down to the edge. In this case, we nailed it. We got everything in there. The infinite water source is kind of nice because you can put in 1, 2, and now you've got an infinite water source right here, and you can just grab the block right there and then go all the way across, and you can just quickly move across this platform. All right, the next step is to get each of our 6 platforms in place. Yep, there's quite a few, but we can knock this out together. So what you're going to do is just start filling this in all the way down and then all the way across, just like this. And I'll let you fill that in right now. All right, our box is looking great so far. Now the edges are just there to fill in and enclose our box. That way we have 0 light inside to maximize our spawns. But we're going to start 1 block in just right here, and we're going to jump over 1 more as well and break this one. And we're just going to make this alternating pattern. We're going to keep this one here. And we're going to come up 2 from our last one, and we're going to break it all the way like that. So we should have 4 open blocks in the middle of our farm, just like this. Now for each of these lines, go all the way down until the very end. And when you get to the very end, we should have open blocks right here as well. So we're going to have them just like this. Just knock them all out. All right, so I went ahead and put in a barrier on the outside. This is to let you know that this is the outside wall, and we're not really going to be messing with this other than building on top of it. So it's there just for visuals, and you can tell the difference between our smooth stone blocks. They do start to blend in. But our platform should now be looking like this with this even spacing of openings. We're now going to be grabbing our trapdoors and placing them in just like this. Trapdoors are a key mechanic in the game. Creepers and other mobs think they can stand on it, whether they're open or closed. And if they're open, just like this, then they'll fall on through into our collection system. So we're trying to fool these creepers into making their way into our Trident killers. So go ahead and put them all in. You'll want to put them all in the same orientation each and every time. If you don't, then there's a good chance that they'll get stuck and land on the very edge of one of these trapdoors as they're falling down. We want a nice, clean slide right into the water. So as we build our layers, always make sure you have the same orientation on every single level. So go ahead and fill all of these in. All right, all of our trapdoors are in the same orientation all the way down. Now we're going to grab our buttons and we're just going to place them just like this on our long straight rows. We're going to place them in and we're going to skip 1 block and put one in. We're going to skip it and put one in. So just like this all the way down for each of our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. All right, looking really good. Hey, I like these colors too. The next step is to put in our next platform. So we're going to go up by 3. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to break these 2 blocks right here. Now we're going to, instead of putting in a full platform and breaking them, we don't want to have to go pick up those blocks. We're going to go ahead and put in a full line all the way down in each of our button locations. So we're going to have a full line here, 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 and here. So 5 really long lines. And once we get all of those lines put in place, we can just come across just like we have below and put in additional blocks just like that all the way across. And then we'll have a platform similar or exactly the same as the one below it. So go ahead and fill that in. All right, we got our second platform in place. And now we're going to grab some trapdoors and we're going to put them on the ceiling just like this over any spawnable location. So any empty block, we're going to need a trapdoor. And the reason behind this is because most monsters are 2 blocks tall. So you can see that these are 1, 2 tall, but if we put a trapdoor in, monsters like zombies, skeletons, witches can't spawn here because there's not enough height. But the creeper is just short enough to spawn in this location. And that's how we can make sure our farm only gets us creepers. Now, there is a chance that baby zombies could spawn only because they're so small. And the other thing that we need to worry about are the spiders. And the spiders need a 2 by 2 open area in order to spawn. So when we have our buttons in place here, say the spider wants to spawn here, it can't because there is a button here. If it tries to spawn here, well, there's 2 buttons preventing it from spawning in one of those locations. So we never have a full open 2 by 2 space. And when we enclose this farm on the edges, we're not going to have the 2 by 2 space available either because it cannot spawn inside these blocks. So we're really making this into a creeper farm by adding the buttons and adding the trapdoors above. So let's go ahead and put in our trapdoors all the way across. You don't have to look down at the floor all the time, but we're going to be alternating all the way across, and you can see that I'm pretty much even with one of these openings when I'm on the long stretches here. And if I'm on the open spots here, you can see that I'm just putting one in on every single one. And at the end of the day, we're going to have this nice pattern all the way around each of the openings. So that's what we're looking for. So let's go ahead and put them in all the way down on every single spawnable location. All right, hey, we're looking really good here. We got our buttons and trapdoors everywhere we need them, and we've just completed our first level. We need 5 more of these in order to really maximize our gains. Now, with creeper farms, you need a lot of spawn positions to really get a lot of gunpowder. If you don't have a lot of spawn positions or you see farms that are small, they're probably not going to get as many as they say, unless you're playing on Java. Java can get you a lot more creepers because instead of spawning one at a time, they spawn at 4 at a time. This in one position, so they spawn in groups. That's why Java can get a lot more gunpowder from their farms. So in this case, for Bedrock, we got to go big in order to get a whole lot. All right, so to get started on our next level, we're going to go ahead and this is key. We got to put our trapdoors in at the same kind of orientation as the one below it. And we're just going to go ahead and put them all in. We're going to go ahead and put our buttons in as well. And then we'll go ahead and block up to our next platform level and put the same platform in and then trapdoors underneath. So go ahead and do this 5 more times. All right, we've made it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the 6th layer, we don't need to put the holes in the top. So we can just fill this in all the way without having to put any additional holes in because this will be part of the roof. So go ahead and fill in the rest of that. Put your trapdoors in the floor, buttons on the floor, and then trapdoors on the top. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levels. Now we can put the roof on. So we'll go ahead and round this out all the way around just so it's even with the rest of our sandstone down there. And then once we're done with that, we're just going to put some half slabs all on the top. We don't want to introduce any additional light nearby. So we're just going to go ahead and put slabs on top of all of this. All right, top slabs are in place. Now we're going to enclose the sides. We kept them open during this design because monsters can spawn if there's no light. So it just makes it for more dangerous conditions while we're working. Now that we're close to finishing, let's go ahead and close everything in. So I'm just going to use some solid block. You can use tinted glass too if you want, which is actually pretty cool in my opinion because you can see inside and it provides the darkness that we need. So, but anyways, go ahead and fill everything in all the way around on every single level. All right, all the sides are filled in. Oh my gosh, look at this. Terrible colors. I threw a creeper face on there. Anyways, we can already find some creepers in our traps right now. Good thing we threw our tridents in there. We can turn this on for right now just to get rid of them. And they might spit out a couple of gunpowder here and there. Yep, just grab those because we don't want it to go to waste. We can also get rid of any of the other ones that might be on as well. So make sure the lever is pointing up. If it's already pointing up and it's not working, then it probably means it just needs to be reset. So toggle it off and back on. All right, so we're going to get our AFK position in place, and we're going to go out 25 blocks from this first block right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And we can just keep this ice in place in case you do want to make your other farm. But for now, we're going to block up to, let's see, Y150. That will be our AFK position. Now to get everything up to where we are, we need to put some water streams in and a water or a bubble column or a bubble elevator in place as well. After that, we'll work on the redstone to turn off our trident killers when we want to. So come back down to our Trident killer, and we're going to start over here when we're just going to contain the water. So we're going to have some water streams here. Just grab your glass and come all the way up to the edge. And we're going to go ahead and put it in right here as well and come all the way across. Bump this out as well, and we're going to start containing all of these goodies right here. And once we get this water stream going, they should start coming where we want them. So let's go ahead and just outline all of our glass all the way over to our AFK position. We'll modify this a little bit when we need to. But for simplicity, let's go ahead and put it in. Got a nice outline everywhere. I'm going to go ahead and wait on torches, but we will put some torches in around the outside here because we don't want drowns to spawn out here. They are surface mobs, so because they've got access to the air above, they will spawn out here in our water streams, but they will not spawn inside here because now that we've capped it off, they won't spawn inside. So that's a good thing for us. It's a good thing for us. But let's go ahead and grab our water buckets, and we'll just start over here on the side. We'll put one in, and once we get to the very edge, we'll go ahead and put in a button to stop it. We'll go ahead and put another one in to make the flow go in this direction. Once it's all the way at the end, we'll put another button in and we'll put in some more water. So you can see that this stuff is already flowing, and this one stops perfectly where we want it. In this middle one, we'll go ahead and do the same thing. This one will want to branch off to the sides and conflict with what we're trying to do. So what we can do is put a button in right there. All of our devices or all of our loot and XP will flow across into this stream and make its way that direction. So we'll do the same thing right here and make sure this is a nice straight shot. So come on over to this other Trident killer. We'll have it come all the way down. We'll stop it right there. We'll put in another one. We'll keep the flow going. Have it put another button in, and because we've got ice, it just flows right across these empty areas into the next stream. So it's kind of a nice deal. Nice deal for sure. Now we're going to bring this out a little bit further until we get all the way down to our column. So let's see, we'll put in another button, and this might be our last one right here. And you can see already we've got loot coming in. This is great. It's already making its way down. All right, we've seen some of our loot, and here it comes. It's making its way down. We know that it'll make it all the way down to our AFK position. So now we're going to grab our soul sand and break the packed ice. 1, 2, third spot in. We're going to put some glass right there to stop it. We're going to put a button in right here to stop the flow of water so that the water will now flow up when we're ready for it. We're going to go ahead and make a tower that's going to be 23 blocks tall. So we're just going to go ahead and fill this in 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way around till we get up to 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So we're going to be up at Y154. All right, so we made it to Y154 up at the top, and similar to what our witch farm was in a couple tutorials ago, is we're just going to put a little water stream in here that will flow into our hopper system. So let's go ahead and grab our packed ice. We'll replace one of these top ones. Put another one in right here. We'll make sure it's got enough speed to make it into a chest. So we'll go ahead and put in a chest all the way out here and one hopper and expand your storage system as you want. There's nothing really to sort, so you can just start collecting a whole bunch of chests here, and we'll put another one glass block right there. We'll fill this block in right here to cover up the hole down to our bubble column, and we'll put in a stream of water just like this. When the loot comes up and the XP comes up, the loot will hit this stream and start flowing this direction into our hopper. So it's pretty sweet. So we're going to break that, and this will actually fill in everything down below, but you can use ice to fill this spot in. You can use buckets. It's a little more tough in survival, but you can do it. But ice is a really nice way. You can just break it in survival, and it will turn into water all the way up. And also you could use kelp and bone meal it all the way up, and that'll create water everywhere. Now, you'll see that I did not put water right here. That will interrupt the flow of water across the top, but the bubbles do make it their way all the way up. So any loot, there, good example, good timing, will come up, bounce on in. If you do want to block it, you can. You don't have to, but it will make its way in. So now we're going to work on our AFK position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll just put a couple more blocks of glass right here to block ourselves from being exposed to our phantoms out there. And then what you can do here is quickly break this block and then put in a top slab right there. And this will allow our XP to find its way to us. You don't want to stand too close, or you might grab the loot instead of it going into our chest over here. So, but you can expand your AFK position however you want. All right, we're pretty darn close. We got loot flowing in. Now we just need to be able to turn these Trident killers on and off whenever we want to. So let's go ahead and put in a block, solid block right here. So we're going to go down 1, 2 into this position, and then go ahead and throw in our lever right there. This is neat because now we can just come down with a redstone elevator. So we're just going to go back and forth here so that we can put in our redstone. And I believe once we get to this position, so we can always check this as we're going, we've turned this on, it will send a signal down. And then this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And now we're going to have to come out and start making a little loop here for our redstone. So let's go ahead and put in redstone right there, break that. And then we need another redstone block right there. So it was 13, 14, we got to 15. And then we can come back down here and make our way down to the lower level of this farm. So 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, and we're gonna have to go around this water. Redstone and water don't mix. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And that last one will work, so we can put another redstone repeater in, and we're just going to make our way all the way to each one of these levers. So I'll do this with you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to go up and over. So we're going to put some glass in. We might as well just put it all the way across because we're going to need to get up to this lever. We're going to go ahead and put in a redstone repeater right where we had our lever. And we'll just extend this down to that signal. That'll turn it on. That'll provide an on signal to this Trident killer, which actually turns it off. So when that happens, we know that we've got things lined up correctly. So we can come off this branch over here. I can't remember how far we can go, but let's go ahead and put in Looks like that's still working. Yep, that's still working. Go ahead and put one in right here. And then we'll just come all the way across. Might have to bridge over again. All that XP coming towards us. And then we're going to come over here, break that, put in our redstone repeater. Get into the side. It's lit up. We know we're connected to our lever up there. Come back over to this side and we'll just branch over top of this and we'll come across and we'll put in a redstone repeater right here. Nope. There we go. There it goes. You can always check just by moving this repeater. If it lights up, you're in a good spot. So we're going to come across here, and in fact, we might as well put it into this dropper. It doesn't matter where you put it. Let's be a little bit closer. Got to get up a little bit higher. And there. Turn that off. Now it's back off. So we're now controlling our Trident. So if we come up here, the switch, everything is turned, the redstone's turned off, but that means the Trident killers will turn on. With redstone in place, we are ready to go AFK. Maybe you got a portal you want to put in up here. Make sure you slab the top of it. That way you can get in and out. You are in the middle of nowhere, but yeah, you're ready to go AFK and enjoy this loot. All right, I dropped into survival. Our farm is active. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time just to get moving on these creeper farms. And that's for every creeper farm. Just takes a little bit of time for them to spawn in, drop into the water. Once that happens, you'll start to see a steady flow of XP and gunpowder coming in. Make sure you're holding your looting 3 sword, and you'll continue to get the most gains you can from this farm. All right, so if you're going to expand this, put in another big structure, you're going to want to go 25 blocks from not your soul sand, but your AFK position, which was right here. So you're going to start with this one, count 1, and then go out 25, and then repeat everything that we just built on that side. And everything should flow right into our water right here. So you'll just break this, put in another button in that location, which will stop the flow of loot from going back and forth, or the water from spilling this direction, and everything will go towards our bubble column. All right, thanks everyone for joining me on this tutorial. We've got a big farm here, but I know you can do it. And if you like what you saw, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you get the new content when it comes out. Bye.